flying machine. Aaron was at the airport with his mom and dad. They had been to America for a holiday. Now it was time to fly home. Nadam's dad was nervous. "I don't like flying," he said. "I hate taking off." "I don't hate it," said Nadam. "I love it." On the flight, there was a surprise for Nadam. The steward asked him if he wanted to see the controls. Nadam was excited. He had always wanted to see the flight deck of an airplane. "Oh, brilliant," he said. "Yes, please." The steward took Nadam and his dad through the airplane. "These planes are huge," said Nadam. "They hold about 400 people," said the steward. That's a lot of people in one plane," said Nadam. Nadam and his dad went to the flight deck. They met the captain. "We're flying on autopilot," said the captain. "The plane is flying by itself." Nadam looked at all controls. "I'd like to be a pilot," he said. "It'd take a long time to learn," said the captain. "But why don't you stop? But what's to stop you?" "Don't let him take over the control just yet," joked Nadam's dad. "I'm a nervous passenger." "Oh, Dad," said Nadam. After Nadam got home, he went to play at Beef and Chip's house. Anina was already there. Nadam told everyone about his holiday. "I went to the flight deck on the airplane," he said. "I'd love to be a pilot," said Anina. I'd love to be a pilot," said Anina. Mom called Biff and Chip. They had to go downstairs to help wash up. We won't be long," said Chip. Anina picked up the magic key. Suddenly it began to glow. It took Anina and Nadam to an adventure. The magic took Nadam and Anina back in time. It took them to a place in America. Why was the magic key brought us here?" asked Anina. They heard the sound of an engine. The sound was coming from a big cloud of dust. A man was driving toward them in a strange-looking car. "What on earth is it?" asked Nadam. It looked like a really old car. "Now, you can't stand here," called the man. "You'll be in the way for the flying machine." A strange-looking airplane was standing by a barn. Nadam and Anina had never seen anything like it. Other man was working on the airplane. The first man got out of the car and went over to him. Nina gasped. The two men looked alike. "They must be twins," she said to Nadam. "Hello," and said the second man. "I'm Henry, and this is my twin brother, Harold." "Who are you?" asked Nadam. "This is Anina," said Nadam. "You're not spying on us, are you?" asked Harold. Why would you do that?" asked Anina. "We're just about to try out the flying machine," said Henry. "But It's a secret. No one has ever made a flying machine before, said Harold. We will be the first people to do it. It's amazing, said Madame. We've not seen an aeroplane like this before. The twins laughed. A hairy plane, said Harold. That's a good name for it. A hairy plane. But it will never fly, said Nina. Of course it will, said Henry. Harold sat in the flying machine. I'm ready, he shouted. Henry started the engine. The propeller began to turn. It spun faster and faster, but the flying machine didn't move. I told you so, said Nina. It's the propeller, said Anina. Said Anina. It will never work. It's too flat. She picked up 2 pieces of wood. It needs to be like this, she said. It acts like a screw to pull the plane through the air. Well, we could try it, said Henry. The twins changed the shape of the propeller. But it still won't fly, said Madame. You only have a flat wing. You have no way to make it lift up. How will it take off? Ha, said Harold. We've made a ramp. The faster we go, the higher we'll fly. Harold got into the aeroplane. Henry started the engine. We'll see if you're right, he yelled. The propeller spun around and the aeroplane began to move faster and faster. It's working, shouted Henry. It still won't fly, said Madame. The plane zoomed up and ran up the ramp and fell speed. It rose in the air like a heavy bird. Yee-haw, called Henry. It's flying. The plane flew straight up. It went backwards in a loop. Then it dived toward the ground. Help, yelled Harold. The plane hit the ground with a heavy bump. Harold was thrown off. It was still going at full speed. It roared toward Madame and Nina. Stop it, yelled Harold. Look out, shouted Henry. No one could stop the plane. It headed toward a big water tank. It's going to crash, gasped Madame. The plane went under the water tank. The wing snapped off, but the plane went on. It hasn't stopped, said Henry. The plane didn't slow down. It roared on towards a farm. Harold and Henry jumped into their car and chased after it. One thing's for sure, said Madame and Nina. Your propeller works well. Henry and Harold's mother and father lived on the farm. Their mother had just done the washing. She was hanging it out to dry. Their father was watering his prized melons and pumpkins. Henry and Harold followed. Madame and Nina chased after them. Oh, heck, said Harold. Why won't it stop? Oh my, said Henry. It's heading for the farm. Oh dear, said Nina. I don't like the look of this. The plane roared on. It went through the washing. It squished the melons and pumpkins. It hasn't stopped, shouted Harold. Now what are we going to do? Let's hope it runs out of gas soon, said Henry. The plane headed toward the town. A woman was painting her house. She heard the sound of an engine. Whatever is that? She wondered. It sounds like a roaring bull. The plane ran into the ladder and knocked it down. The woman fell to the ground. She still had the paintbrush in her head. The plane went on. What the heck was that? Gasped the woman. At last, the plane stopped in the middle of the town. It had crashed into a statue. People ran to see what all the noise was about. Henry and Harold stopped the car. They both jumped out. This doesn't look good, said Harold. Nina and Nina ran to see where the plane had stopped. Dam spoke to Harold and Henry. You see, he said, the propeller works. Now you see to make flaps and the rubber. Suddenly there was a noise. It sounded like an engine. It came from up in the sky. Everyone looked up. An aeroplane was flying over the town. It's a flying machine, someone shouted. Other hairy plane, joked Nina. The people waved and cheered. The pilot of the plane waved back down. I know who his dad is, called a man. It's Wilbur Wright, and he and his brother are the first men to fly. Well, I'll be darned, said Henry. So we aren't the first men to fly after all, said Henry. The Wright brothers have between us to it. Never mind, said Harold. I have an idea for a boat that goes under the water. The magic key began to glow. It was time for Nadam and Nina to go. Sorry we're such a long time, said Pip. There was a lot of washing up to do. Never mind, laughed Nina. The time just flew by. And it wasn't just the time that flew, joked Nadam. The end.